We bring you the latest updates from the Pna Newsroom. Nearly half of Filipinos believe the Philippine economy will be better in the next 6 months, according to the OCTA research survey. OCTA research fellow Dr. Guido David said 46% of respondents are optimistic the economy will improve over the next 2 quarters. 38% expect no change, while 10% believe it will get worse. The respondents from Visayas were the most optimistic at 60%, followed by Metro Manila at 46%, and balanced Luzon and Mindanao tied at 43% both. Meanwhile, 42% of the upper class, 48% of the middle class, and 44% of the lower class are optimistic that the economy will improve. The survey result appears amid the spike in inflation to 8%, the highest in 14 years last November. Earlier, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said, despite soaring inflation and commodity prices, the Philippines is on track in strengthening the economy. The Defense Department ordered the Armed Forces of the Philippines to beef up its presence in the West Philippine Sea, following the reported Chinese activities near Pag-asa Island. The DND said any encroachment or reclamation on the features in the West Philippine Sea is a threat to the country's territory. He also noted that it might endanger the marine environment and undermine the stability in the region. DND Officer in Charge Undersecretary Jose Faustino Jr. said the department views the reported swarming of Chinese vessels in Iroquois Reef and Sabina Shoal with great concern, but will not give up any part of the country's territory. He assured the DND will continue with its regular maritime and air patrols in the area. In other news, the World Health Organization expressed concern over the unprecedented wave of COVID-19 cases in China. In a press briefing, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus urges China to accelerate its COVID-19 vaccination drive, especially among those in the vulnerable sector, as they expressed continued support for China's clinical care and health system. Ghebreyesus also appealed for detailed information on disease severity, hospital admissions, and intensive care requirements. Following the recent easing of China's zero-COVID policy in early December, COVID-19 cases have soared, affecting mostly the elderly. The WHO underscored the need for China to ramp up its vaccination drive, but to date, it has not approved Western-made messenger RNA vaccines, which have been proven more effective than their locally made shots. It also did not allow the shipment of the Pfizer vaccine for Germans living in China.
WHO is very concerned over the evolving situation in China, with increasing reports of severe disease. In order to make a comprehensive risk assessment of the situation on the ground, WHO needs more detailed information on disease severity, hospital admissions, and requirements for ICU support.
The Development Bank of the Philippines, or DBP, has expressed its support for the establishment of the Maharlika Investment Fund. DBP President and Chief Executive Officer Emmanuel Herbosa called for the swift passage of House Bill 6608, establishing the Philippine Sovereign Wealth Fund. Herbosa said the MIF will address the lack of long-term capital for critical investments such as food, water, green energy, agro-industrial ventures, telecommunications, and public infrastructure, among others. Herbosa said the introduction of additional safeguards such as heavy scrutiny by the Commission on Audit ensures that the measure is shielded from fraud, abuse, and undue political interference. He also said the provision of guarantees for specific contributions adds another layer of confidence in the sustainability, reliability, and integrity of the fund while ensuring transparency and accountability. House Bill 6608 was approved on final reading after President Ferdinand R. Marcos certified the passage of the bill as urgent. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change.